Hello students. Next associated gland we have to discuss liver and pancreas. Where is liver? It is present on our right side below the diaphragm. Just try to understand that if it is your trunk region, okay, this is the entire trunk region which can be divided into upper part called thorax, lower part called abdomen. I repeat, upper thorax, lower abdomen. In between thorax and abdomen there is a thin layer of skeletal muscle. This thin layer of skeletal muscle we call it as what? Diaphragm. Diaphragm present between thorax and abdomen. Just above this what you will find? You are having your lungs are present, right? Lungs are present. Here is your stomach. Hope it is visible just for understanding purpose. And just below the diaphragm you are having your which one? Liver. So try to understand, on your right side you have the liver below the diaphragm, okay, which is the largest exocrine gland. Liver is the largest exocrine gland of the body, weighing about 1.2 to 1.5 kg. Okay, so what do you mean by exocrine gland? Exocrine gland is the one, you have to understand this difference. I am going to use this term frequently. Okay, two types. One is exocrine, another one is endocrine. Exocrine gland is the one which is with duct. Which is with duct is present. Endocrine gland is the one which is without duct. Point number one. Point number two. Exocrine glands usually secrete juices containing enzymes, or in simple I can say they secrete enzymes or some juices. These enzymes or juices passes through the duct and reach a particular site. Reach the target site. Is that clear? Whereas endocrine glands are always known for the production of what? Hormones. Have you heard about any hormone? Of course you have studied about thyroxine hormone produced by thyroid gland, growth hormone produced by pituitary gland, right? Insulin produced by pancreas gland anta heltave now. So these hormone anta baruvaga, hormones are produced by whom? Endocrine gland. These hormones, as they don't have duct, try to understand, the hormones are directly released to what? Blood. Hormones are released to blood. Through blood they reach their target site. This is very important basic concept. Glands of the body are two types. Number one exocrine, number two endocrine. First difference, these are the glands with duct. These are the glands without duct. Note down. Number two, they secrete enzymes or juices which reach the target site or a particular site, okay, through what? Duct. Number two, these always secrete hormones which reach somewhere or the target site through blood. They are always released to blood. Hormones usually not travel through duct. They travel through what? Circulate through blood. Insulin hormone released to blood. Growth hormone released to blood. They travel through the blood. Now, the associated glands, what I am discussing here, all of them are what? Exocrine. Because they are all with duct. Is that clear? Likewise, I am discussing now about liver, which is also a exocrine gland. It is the largest exocrine gland, made up of two lobes. How many lobes visible? Two lobes. It is made up of two lobes. The two lobes are, one is right hepatic lobe, right hepatic lobe. Another one is, complete this labeling, left hepatic lobe. Okay, hepatic lobe. In biology, hepato refers to liver. Have you heard about a disease called hepatitis B? ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಏಡ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸೆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಹೆಪಟೈಟಿಸ್ ಬಿ. ಹೆಪಟೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಹೆಪಟೋ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಲಿವರ್. ಆಸ್ ಹೆಪಟೈಟಿಸ್ ಬಿ is a problem of the liver, we use the word hepato. Gastro refers to stomach, cardiac refers to heart, lingua refers to tongue, right? Hepato refers to liver. The entire liver is divided into a right hepatic lobe and left hepatic lobe. Which one is larger? Right hepatic lobe is larger. Okay, each lobe is again divided into smaller functional units of the liver. Okay, the actual concept or the how exactly it is, that I will deal you in a different chapter called tissue structures. In the structure of tissues, there I will show you. Now you understand that each lobe of the liver, next point, made of smaller functional units of the liver. Underline structural and functional units of the liver. These are called hepatic lobules. Hepatic lobules are the structural and functional unit of the liver. Each lobule of the two lobes are divided into smaller lobules. Each lobule is covered by a connective tissue. Each lobule is covered by what? Connective tissue. You know, epithelial tissue, nervous tissue, likewise ಇನ್ನೊಂದು tissue ಯಾವುದು? Connective tissue. Complete this. Okay, each lobule is covered by a connective tissue. That connective tissue is called Glisson's capsule. One mark question. The adipose tissue connective tissue covering the lobules of the liver. This connective tissue is called what? Glissons. G capital Glissons. It is a connective tissue. Now, in between the lobules, can you see some space? In that space, you may find a amoeba-like cell. You may find a amoeba-like cell. Excuse me. Okay, you may find a what kind of cell? Amoeba-like cell. This cell present in between the lobules of the liver are called Kupffer cell. What they are called? Kupffer. K capital Kupffer, not Gubber. It is Kupffer cell. What is Kupffer cell? It is a macrophage. Note down. Kupffer cell is a macrophage. I will tell you the meaning of each and every word. Don't worry. Okay. What are macrophage? Macrophages in our body are those cells. Namma bodyalli ella kade we have what? Macrophage. Macrophages are those cells that help in phagocytosis. You are learning one by one term, don't worry. Macrophages are found everywhere in the body and they are those cells which help in what? Phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis? Engulfing foreign and dead cells of the body. Foreign cells and dead cells of the body. Say for example, a bacteria entered to my muzzle or somewhere or here only. That bacteria is a foreign cell, right? Not my body cell. That is a foreign cell that is eaten by macrophage. Okay, a cell in my body after doing some function after a particular period, that particular cell will die. The dead cell is eaten by whom? Macrophage. That engulfing of foreign cells and dead cells, that eating process we call what? Phagocytosis. I will use this term frequently. What is phagocytosis? Eating or engulfing the foreign and dead cells. Okay, this job in my body is done by a cell. A process ige phagocytosis anta kariteve. Who will do phagocytosis? A cell called macrophage. Where is macrophage? In my brain also present, lung also present. It is present everywhere. If the same macrophage present in my liver, I will give a name to that. The name given to the macrophage of the liver as what? Kupffer cell. If the macrophage present in the brain, I call it microglial cell. If it is in the lung, pulmonary alveolar cell, alveolar macrophage. If it is in the spleen, it is called splenocyte. My dear students, don't worry, you will understand each and everything. Try to understand that I have given a name to the macrophage present in the liver as what? Kupffer cell. Macrophage present in the brain also. Can I call that Kupffer cell? No. For that different name is that I will tell you later. Is that clear? That is also present. Now, can you answer? Which is the functional unit of the liver? That is the hepatic lobules. Each lobule made up of cells of the liver. Each lobule, okay, each lobule made up of what? Cells of the liver. Complete this. I will draw only few. Each lobule of the liver is made up of its cell. Brain made up of brain cell, alva, which are called neurons. Okay. Likewise, the cells of the liver, these cells are called, cells of the liver called what? Hepatocytes. Okay, each lobule is made up of cells of the liver called hepatocytes. These hepatocytes produce a juice called, I will write here, juice called what? Bile juice. Which juice? Bile juice. So the juice secreted by the liver is called bile juice. Nothing but it is secreted by the cells of the liver called yaudadu? Hepatocytes. Is that clear? Now imagine, very simple concept. Bile juice is produced by both right lobe and left lobe. From right lobe it is collected by a duct. ಒಂದು ಡಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಬೈಲ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್. From the right lobe, I call this as, okay, the labeling I will write here. What is that called? Right hepatic duct. Number one, right hepatic duct. From the left lobe, which juice? Bile juice is collected by another duct. What is that called? Very simple. Left hepatic duct. So from the right lobe, right hepatic duct, from the left lobe, left hepatic duct, both join and form number 3. What? Common hepatic duct. What is that called? Common hepatic duct. Now this juice which reached the common hepatic duct, now what happens? It moves through another duct that lead to a larger bulb-like structure which is usually present below the right lobe. This is called what? Gallbladder. What is that called? Gallbladder, not urinary bladder, gallbladder. Now this entire bile juice will come to where? Gallbladder. One more question, what is its function? Gallbladder helps in storage of the bile juice, number 1. Number 2, concentration of the bile juice. That means while entering, the bile juice was in the dilute state, tellage ittu, dilute. When it reached and stored in the gallbladder, it is made concentrated. So number 1 helps in storage of bile juice. Number 2 helps in concentration of the bile juice. When this gallbladder is contracted, again that bile juice will pass out, okay, through its duct. What is this duct of the gallbladder called? One more question. Cystic duct. I will write it once again. What is that duct called? Okay, cystic duct, okay, is the duct of the gallbladder. Cystic duct joins with which one? Common hepatic duct and form and another duct which is called bile duct. What is that called? Bile duct. So very simple, right hepatic duct, left hepatic duct join and become common hepatic duct, which joins with the cystic duct of the gallbladder and form again a common duct. What is this common duct called? Bile duct. The mistake that you do is right hepatic duct, left hepatic duct join and form bile duct anta bariತೀರಿ. Wrong. It is formed by common hepatic duct and recall cystic duct together form which one? Bile duct. Okay, now what next? Where it will go, that I will tell you. Okay, before its continuation. Okay, now let us first see about one more gland. ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡುವ. There is another gland. What is that? Pancreas. Where is pancreas? Pancreas is present, okay, present below the stomach in the arc of the duodenum, right? This is what? Stomach continues into a C-shaped part, the first part of the small intestine. What is that called? This is what? Duodenum. Right now, what is that called? Duodenum. Now in the arc of the duodenum you will find pancreas. This pancreas, question is, it is a exocrine gland or endocrine gland? Pancreas is a heterocrine gland. What? It is a heterocrine gland. What does this means? It has exocrine part also, it has endocrine part also. It is made up of both exocrine and endocrine part. Is that clear? That is why it is called as what? Heterocrine gland. Now try to understand. Inside this you will find large number of such ducts. Okay, these ducts from different parts of the pancreas carry a juice, and the juice produced by which part of the pancreas? Because juice is always produced by which one? Exocrine. That juice we call pancreatic juice. And the duct that carry pancreatic juice, all these minor ducts visible, they all join and finally form a duct. What is that duct called? Easy to remember. The duct of the pancreas called pancreatic duct. Look at here, carrying which juice? Pancreatic juice. Now this is which duct? Bile duct from liver, carrying which juice? Bile juice. Both bile duct and pancreatic duct both join, okay, and form one mark question, hepatopancreatic. You need little concentration here. Try to understand. Both bile duct and pancreatic duct join and form which one? Hepatopancreatic duct. This hepatopancreatic duct, look at here, it is supposed to open into what? Duodenum. Just before opening, it will enlarge. Hepatopancreatic duct will enlarge, will swell and form hepatopancreatic what? Ampulla. Okay, what is that called? Ampulla. Ampulla means enlargement, swelling. Okay, right? Hepatopancreatic ampulla. This hepatopancreatic ampulla finally opens into which one? Duodenum, and releases which juice to your small intestine? Both pancreatic juice and bile juice. Both pancreatic juice and bile juice are released to duodenum. What I am trying to tell you here is bile juice produced by the liver, pancreatic juice produced by the pancreas, site of production is somewhere. Through duct, they are released to small intestine. The action of these two juices are seen in the small intestine. The action of bile juice is not seen in the liver. It is just a factory to produce it. Its actual action is seen in the small intestine. Is that clear? Last point. The opening of this enlargement. What do you mean by enlargement? Also called ampulla. Hepatopancreatic ampulla into duodenum. It is guarded by a sphincter. That sphincter is called sphincter of Oddi. O-D-D-I. Please note that. What is that called? Sphincter of Oddi. O capital, name of the scientist, Oddi. Not A-U-D-I. That is, Audi is your favorite car. It is the name of the scientist, Audi or Addi. You can say any word. Is that clear? Very, very important 1 mark question. Sphincter of Oddi guards hepatopancreatic ampulla. Some may directly ask you which one will guard hepatopancreatic duct. That time also your answer is which one? Sphincter of Oddi. Is that clear? This is about how the juices are finally released to our small intestine. Now let us continue with the composition of bile juice. Bile juice mainly made up of, I will write here, bile juice mainly made up of, number 1, what is there in the bile juice? Number 1, bile salts are present. What is the function of bile salt? Bile salt help in emulsification process. Write down, what is emulsification? Process of breaking down of larger fat into smaller fat. Okay, what is emulsification? Process of breaking down of larger fat or the lipid into smaller fat. This process of breaking down is called emulsification, which is helped by whom? Bile salt. Please, it is not an enzyme, it is a salt that help in this process. What else is there in the bile juice? It has bile pigment. Pigments. What are they? The bile pigments are, one is bilirubin, another one is biliverdin. What are the two bile pigments? Bilirubin and biliverdin. What is the function? No function. These two are actually waste. Adu good product alla, they are the waste. Okay, these wastes are later released through our digestive system. How? I will tell you later. Just try to understand. Bilirubin, biliverdin are the wastes. They give coloration to the bile juice. That's why they called bile pigment. No function. They are usually what? Waste, we can say. Later they are removed. Is that clear? Suppose in our blood, if the bilirubin level increases, if bilirubin level increases, what happens? The person will get a condition called jaundice. Kamale anta kariteve alva, yellow coloration. It is due to the increased level of bilirubin and biliverdin. Just gotirli. What else is present? It has cholesterol. What is that? Cholesterol is present. Number 4, phospholipid is also present in our bile juice. Among this, very important is bile salt, helping in emulsification. A waste called bile pigment is also present. And one more point, bile juice is the only juice among the what? Associated glands, okay, which is without any enzyme. Is there any enzyme? No, it is not an enzyme, but still it helps in emulsification. It is the only juice which is without any enzymes. Okay, this is all about the study associated with which one? Liver. They may ask this for 2 or 3 mark. In my next session, I will continue once again with the structure of which one? Pancreas. Hope you remember this. Okay, by that time I will once again continue with pancreas, its juice, and also I will discuss about which one? Intestinal gland.